Alright guys, today I'm going to be going over how to install AutoTouch. I'll also be showing you a few important functions that I use myself. For those of you who are not familiar with AutoTouch, basically allows you to record, playback, and simulate. I use the programming language Lua. It has an easier learning curve than JavaScript does, at least in my experience. I'm going to show you how to download it. Go to AutoTouch.net. From here, you'll be taken to this page. Easiest way to install this, click on the second one here, then add to Cydia. I'm gonna go ahead and click on it here. On your end, where it says modify, it should say install. Once you do that, you'll have the icon there on your screen. Click on it. As you'll see, it'll have a records folder. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how you create a script here. Click this plus sign here, you do a new script, and there it is. What I typically will do is I'll hit save and I'll put the name of my script here and make sure you add that .lua. That tells it that you're going to be using the Lua programming language. What I'm going to show you now is how to create a script with AutoTouch using the editor that comes with it. What I end up doing a lot of the times is I don't like it when the code is very busy on the main file, because I like to look at it and just kind of go through it and see what it's doing. So what I'll end up doing a lot of the times, I'll be using the require function. Require just takes one argument. The argument is the name of the file that you require gets called. I use copy to all. Fairly simple to remember, just so kind of can drive the point home of what I'm doing. You see that I have a copy to all here. That file is where I have most of my functions. Here, I can do something like alert 1 second. 1 second is a variable defined on copy to all. If I play this, you'll notice it'll give me what the value of 1 second is. You see the result there, which is 1 million. And so if you look at this, is where you'll see that I have defined 1 second as 1 million. Require is a great tool to have if like you have hundreds of lines of code and you're trying to find where it is that you wrote this, and if you have line after line, you're looking for a while where I defined 1 second somewhere else. That's one line of code that's no longer there. But if there's an issue with that, I just can go back to my copy to all, look for 1 second to see what the issue is. What I typically will do is create functions and call them here. So that was an example of a variable that I've called. So I have a function called type my image. I'll just have to type in the name of the image that I want to find. So like, let's say I want to tap on the record button that's on the upper right. I'll just type in record and I'll hit save. But if I run this, it'll alert me the 1 second, and then it'll look for a file named record in my images folder. If it finds it, it'll tap it. If we go to the documentation, you'll see what it would take for us to tap an image. That tap my image function uses the find image function. It takes these arguments, but this is a great bit of code here. You don't want to be writing images .png every time. You just want to provide the name of the file each time. So tap my image is right here, where I would typically put my image name. I have another function, get images path. This is the get images path function. What this does is it uses two dots to connect this variable. All you're trying to do is not having to type images / and .png each time. This is the find image function that we were referring to in the AutoTouch documentation. That's where the get images path comes in. And when you do tap my image, put record right here where it says image, it'll replace it. As you see how much code that took. If we hadn't used require, we would have had to have typed all that in, and we would have typed it each time that we wanted to tap an image. Since I wrote all that code to copy to all, I used require. Look how simple this is to troubleshoot. Another great thing about this is if you need to use the tap my image function again, you can. You can create another sample2.lua. You can use tap my image again, and you don't have to come back to this and then copy and paste. I wanted to share this as the first video with you guys. When I first started learning this, I looked a lot for any type of help with AutoTouch, and you're pretty much left on your own. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate you guys for watching. See you in the next video.